Hello everybody. It's been a while since I've made a video, and I figured I would go ahead and do one today. I was actually going to do it yesterday, but I got a little bit busy and a little bit sidetracked. So I believe I mentioned a while back that my cousin Mary had bought me some watercolors, and what she picked up for me were these Koi watercolors with the palette pan. And it actually comes with the water brush that, if you saw my other video, I mistakenly thought my Color It brush markers came with the water brush, but it did not. So now I do have a water brush as well to play with. So these guys, they open up, and this palette actually plugs into these little holes here, which is kind of handy, so you can plug it in like right on the side like that, or maybe over on the side like this. There we go. So you have your colors and your palette, or even on this side. I think I would probably go with that side. But then this is the water brush, which comes in two parts. And so this would be the water reservoir, and this is the brush tip, and I guess you have to take this piece off. Does it just pop out of there? Yes. And so I was not prepared. I did not fill this water brush up before beginning the video. I'm just trying to see how this goes together without ruining it. I kind of feel like I might be doing something wrong here. Does it? Oh. It screws backwards. That's handy to know. So when you think you're tightening, you're actually loosening. I'll be back in just a second. I'm going to fill this up, and we're going to test these things out real quick. Okay, I am back. Got my water brush reservoir filled up, and I am putting the tip on the water brush. There we go. Now there is water inside there. I got a little bit of water on the outside too. So if I didn't say it already, thank you, Mary, for getting me these Koi watercolors with the watercolor brush. I've been wanting to try this out. So here I have that little mini painting of the Christmas nativity that I had started a while back. And I just drew some lines on this paper because I want to try out these watercolors. I'm going to go ahead and use some of my water in my eyedropper. I'm going to moisten these up a little bit. I'll just pull them directly out of the pans. So I just want to kind of see how the water brush works, how these colors look. And I believe I should probably have let these soak for a little while, but I wanted to just kind of jump right in and do this little quick video. That'll do. I'll squirt the rest of that out. So let's get started here. So let's see, I've got 24 colors in this thing, which these pans they're kind of small looking, but I can also see where they look like they're probably deeper than the standard, what do you call it, like the Crayola color pans that I'm used to seeing. So I don't know about how much I need to squeeze this. So this is some yellow going down. I hope that's within camera view right there. So that's just straight off the pan, and then I don't know how hard I need to squeeze this brush, if I'm even getting the water out there. I see what. Oh, here comes water. All right, there we go. Now we got some water on the brush, and oh yeah, You can see how that's quickly diluting. That's very nice, actually. I'll just kind of dilute that a little bit more up there to spread it around. And we'll see if we can maybe even this out a little bit to get more of a gradient. So that's the yellow. And this looks like it'd be a yellow ochre that I'm coming in with next. And of course I probably still have yellow on my brush, but yeah, that's definitely like a yellow ochre type color. So let me just lay it down kind of thick right here. I do like how smooth this goes on and how the water brush just kind of lets the water come out and makes it a little bit, you know, it helps me to make that gradient right there. It's a little bit diluted or diluted. I know it sounds like I'm saying diluted sometimes. Okay, now we're going to go with, I'm guessing this is a pale orange. Maybe like a, let's see, maybe this is like burnt ochre. I'm not entirely certain about the colors, but it is a fairly yellowish orange, golden orange type color. I definitely loaded that one up at the beginning. Next up is going to be probably the true orange. And here we go. Oh yeah, and even that's like just one swatch from the color right there out of the pan. I'm getting, actually I should bring this into camera view if I can. So let me try doing this. Let's see how this works out. I believe you should be able to see just about everything I'm doing there. And then I think this is more like a flesh color, a skin tone. In fact, let me slide that over there a little bit. Right, so that nice saturated skin tone kind of color. There we go. And so the reason I have been away for a while is that some things happened with my job. I had to go find a new job, which was actually kind of a transition between two different jobs. And so now I've settled in at my newest job, and I'm back at home. For a couple of weeks there, I was out on the road running freight, pretty much from Pennsylvania down to Virginia and North Carolina. And so I was not actually coming home. I would just stay in the truck, and now I'm back with, I found a new local job that where I come home every day, and I get my weekends off right now, and we're working on getting everything sorted out there so I can get on a regular schedule and get back to creating art on a regular basis. So that's great. And let's see, so yeah, that was red. I believe this is going to be dark red. And so, yeah, so mainly I've been away because I was out on the road, and then when I did finally get home, I was exhausted. So I've been kind of recouping and training at this new job and doing all kinds of things, but I haven't done any art. This is the first time I've done anything even remotely artistic since, I guess, since the last video I put out, which would have been at least 2 or 3 weeks ago. This is, I believe this is about magenta. It would be what this color is coming out as. I definitely like the range in these colors. This is very nice. And now this would be purple or violet. And I'm just looking to see, like, if I can squeeze a little bit more water out of there and get this brush to be a little bit wetter. So I've never actually used one of these water brushes before. I'm just trying to see. Yeah, I've definitely got it saturated with water now. That is kind of cool. And then here is, I'm going to say this is a regular blue or a true blue. It'll have that range that'll go all the way from a kind of darkish blue down to very light sky blue. Oh yeah, now we're working with some water. This should be a lightish blue, maybe even like a baby blue or a sky blue. And these two are probably going to blend together just a little bit right here, since we are now working a lot wetter. But yeah, so some slight work issues and being away from home, and it's Christmas is coming up, and all kinds of good chaotic stuff going on, but everything is settling down now. Oh, let's see. What else do we have going on? So I just put a bunch of more artwork on my Etsy store. So that stuff went up, let's see, last night, which is mainly, it was all the work from Inktober that I did. So that is now for sale on my Etsy store. And I'm really excited to get back into doing art, so I can have more stuff to put out and show off. And you know, later on I'll be putting anything new that I create on my Etsy store as well. But my main goal right now is just to do this little video and see what colors I've got in here. This is like a navy blue, and I also want to get this Christmas nativity painting done before Christmas. That's my main goal right now. So the animation project that I was wanting to get done, that's kind of on the shelf right now. I'm not even going to worry about it for the moment. And this nativity was actually supposed to be done by the end of November, but with everything that went on, that was definitely not happening. And so now I'm just kind of playing catch up. And let's see, just before I came downstairs to work on this, I was watching some videos on YouTube. So I happened to watch one of Draw with Jazz's videos, where he was talking about color theory and color wheels and some sort of argument that goes on between whether the primary colors are cyan, magenta, and yellow, or red, yellow, and blue. And I was actually kind of surprised by, initially, I was surprised by the results that he had when he was testing it out. And it looked like he had been proven wrong, because he was a big proponent of the red, yellow, and blue primary colors, which are what most of us have learned all the way back in elementary school if we ever had to take an art class. And so the thing is that there are actually 3 different color systems, and within those color systems are like specific to the medium that they work with. And so what we learned in elementary school was the red, yellow, and blue, which is, those are the primary colors for painting. So when you're painting with, with paint like acrylic or watercolor or even house paint, latex or acrylic latex, oil paint, it doesn't matter. Your primary colors are red, yellow, and blue. And, of course, black and white, which we usually forget about those. Your primary colors are the ones that make all of your other colors, but black and white, you use those to tint those. And then when you deal with inks, you actually have a very different color system. That uses cyan, magenta, and yellow. And it's not a very big change from the red, yellow, and blue. But it is a little bit of a change. And so that's for working with ink. And so if you test it out, if you test out the primary colors of red, yellow, and blue with inks, it's not going to work out as well as it will if you use cyan, magenta, and yellow as your primaries. And of course, cyan being, I don't know, sort of like this blue here, and magenta being kind of like this red-violet color here, and then yellow is yellow. But that little shift from, say, like this red to this, that makes a big difference as far as how you mix your colors. And you will get the different results with different mediums. And then the third color system is what they call the additive color system. It's for working with light. And that is, like if you use Photoshop on your computer, then you're using the additive system, and your primary colors are red, green, and blue. And so all other colors are made from red, green, blue, black, and white. And that's kind of a weird thing, but when I was taking my color theory class, I tested it, and I forget what it was I did exactly. I was trying to make, instead of just picking a color off of like a color swatch or the color wheel, I believe, if I remember correctly, it was a while ago, I was trying to make orange, I think, by mixing red and yellow. And it didn't actually make orange. It made like a green or something like that. It was really weird, but the reason why is because it was in the different color system. Because working with light is not the same as working with paint or working with ink or colored pencil or any other subtractive medium. Okay, and it may not have been orange, it may have been something else, but there was something where whatever it was that I did, I mixed the two colors and I got something that seemed completely wrong for mixing those two colors, because I was used to the normal red, yellow, and blue primary color wheel system, or primary colors, color wheel, color system. It's a mouthful. But yeah, so there are 3 different color systems, and every color system has different primary colors. And so when I was watching Draw with Jazza work on this theory, and he was using ink markers, and he's testing the CMYK, which is cyan, magenta, yellow, and black, and he was getting the results that they said he would, he was kind of surprised. But that's why. He was working with ink. You try the same thing with colored pencil, and it doesn't work out very well. Of course, colored pencil generally does not blend very well anyway. I mean, it does to a point, but not like, it does not blend like paint does, or even inks when they are wet. And so, let's see, now we're looking at this. I'm not sure what this color is going to be. We're getting into the very dark. I guess this is going to be a dark brown. But it looks like black. Yeah, that's definitely a very black color. it looks like I have two of them, so I'm kind of curious what the difference is, which we're about to find out. I was actually going to shoot this video from two different angles at the same time and then compile them together, but my little digital camera is actually dead right now, so I'm charging it up. And the thing is that it shoots at a lower resolution, and with like poorer image quality than my phone does, so it wouldn't have been that big of a treat, you know, but I do kind of want to start using it. Okay, so maybe this is like a cool black and this is more of a warm black. Or maybe even the other way around. But, yeah, I've definitely got a lot deeper black here, and that's more of a gray. And, of course, there's one color I hadn't even tried yet, which was the white. Because, let's face it, white is... yeah, here it comes. Yeah, that's the white right there. So I think I overdid this. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 20, 21, 22, 23. Yeah, so I don't know why I have an extra line here. Guess I miscounted. But anyway, so to illustrate something, that, you know, this color wheel thing that I've just been talking about, let me show you this. We'll see how this works with the watercolor paint. So let's say we start here with yellow is our primary. Okay. And then we want red, which I may or may not pick correctly, but I'm going to say this is my red. Let's get this guy loaded up pretty good. Alright, and so then here's my red. Okay, and I think I should probably clean my brush off. And then let's go with the blue, and I'm going to use that deeper blue, the first one that we got. And so here's the blue. Okay, and so as expected, what you see here, I mean, the red I didn't like have quite as saturated, but it did bleed a little bit. It created some orange there, but we're going to do this a little bit differently here. And the blue is clearly bleeding in there, and that's creating green. But so let me go ahead and hit my red again. I'm going to create a color right here. Oh, and I'm going to create one right here, since I've got it on the brush already. But yeah, you see there's a bit of a difference here in the saturation. Okay, we're going to just chalk that one up to the randomness of paint. Now I've rinsed off my brush. I'm going to grab some yellow. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and put a yellow dab right here, and then I'm going to smother this red one with yellow. Which, clearly I have too much red in that already. But, okay, that's there. And then let me grab my blue from this first swatch. We're going to go right here with the yellow. Woo! There's your green. And let me clean it off again because I don't want to be mixing the green into what's going to be the purple. I might have anyway, because that's kind of a nasty brown red color. Not that I necessarily need to mix these colors to make the ones that I want, because I've got all the colors here. But, so the red and the yellow makes orange, the blue and the yellow makes green, the red and the blue, it makes a muddy violet-brown color. So let's do this with the different one, though. The magenta. Let's see, was this the magenta? I think it is. So let's go ahead and get a blob of it here. Yes, that's magenta. Or very close to it. And then, I said cyan is probably a little bit more of a blue-green than this color. But this will be fairly close. Oh, and I've polluted it. My bad. Let me try again here. Well, you can clearly see that cyan and magenta make purple. Alright, so here's my cleaner cyan, and I'm going to go ahead and put another knob of it over here. Alright. And of course, yellow is the same between both systems. I'll get more yellow here. How about that? Here's yellow, and here's yellow. And then I want a dab of red. I'm trying to keep this from becoming super red-orange here. Oh, I hope I did dab that in cyan, or in magenta. I may have messed up there. I'm not entirely sure. And then here's the blue going in, and I just did a little dab, so this is going to be a lot lighter than the other one. Let me get a little bit more. Okay, there we go. And I think I just found out that if I flick my brush, that gets more water in the tip of it. Okay, and then let's see, and then the magenta and cyan. Well, we already did it, but I'm gonna go ahead and put my magenta here, and my cyan, or what I'm calling cyan, and then we need. I don't even know what I was doing next. I got this over here. Okay, but anyway, so this is, as you can see, slight difference between the blues and the magenta and the red makes that. And of course, if you go with, this is not going to work out at all. I already know it's not going to work out, but I'm going to do it anyway. So this is the additive color wheel. You've got your red. That's standard red for that. They're the same as the paint one. And then green, which is usually a fairly bright green. So yeah, we're gonna, let me clean this off some more if I can. There we go. So let me load up some green. I'm gonna try not to make these touch so that I don't pollute them. And of course, blue. Now this is, like I said, this is only if you're working with your monitor or computer programs. Anything that works in light. Well, if you were working on stage lighting, you would use this. So this is anytime you're working with light, your primary colors are red, green, and blue. But I do not know for sure how this works out. I believe red and green mix together to make yellow. But of course, it's not going to work here, because when we mix red and green, we're going to get brown, because we are not working in light, we are working in paint. But so here's my red. And then here's my green. And yes, we're getting brown. Like a brick red brown kind of color. And then, of course, if you mix red and blue, you get your violet, which I believe is the same in light in the additive system. But it has been a while since I even tried any of this in Photoshop. And so here, I'm getting like a darker brown color is what it looks like, which is, I guess that's if you add too much red into the mix, you get more of a brown than a violet. And then here's going to be my blue and green. I'm not sure what blue and green make in the additive wheel, but here they make darker green, or yeah, like more of a grass green or a pine green. But yeah, so that's the end of my rant there, is that this is the traditional that we know, which is for working with paint. And this is, although it's discombobulated a little bit, this is the subtractive for working with inks. This is what your printer uses when you print something out. And this is not accurate, other than the 3 initial swatches, that this is what your computer uses when making things show up on the screen. So your computer uses this to show you an image, but then it has to switch to this when it prints it out. And this is what you use if you're creating art. I mean, you can use this in ink, but if you use this in colored pencil, or even, well, you can do it in paint too, but using this one with black and white, you can make this, or everything here, like the magenta, the cyan, you can make it with your primaries here, as long as you have black and white to work with. And of course you use black and white and everything else too, although in this one, it's light and shadow as opposed to black and white, like ink or pigment. And so that's the end of my color theory, and these are the colors that come in this Koi 24 watercolor set. And I'm not quite used to using this water brush yet, but I do like it. I mean, it's very convenient and easy to use, and I've created some fairly decent gradients just going through here real quick. I still like my regular brushes. They're good too. And so yeah, thank you, Mary, for the... I'm going to get back to work on the Christmas nativity painting, and hopefully I will get that done soon, or show you guys an update very soon. So thanks for watching.